What's up? This is Austin Millz, and welcome to the Ambiance podcast. Let's get it.
What up, everybody? Welcome to Ambiance podcast. Sitting to the right of me, I got producer out of Harlem, Austin
Yes.
Millz. How you doing, brother?
What's good? What's good? What's good, y'all?
Man, I'm excited to get into this with you. Your sound is so versatile, innovative, and unique. So I really want to discover what that came from, because I know you must have been influenced by a lot of different genres.
Yeah, for sure.
But where did your musical journey really start?
It started just growing up in New York, you know. It sounds crazy.
It's part of the ambiance,
Yeah,
bro.
I'm
You know what I
to
mean?
sample this.
Let's go.
Yeah. This is crazy.
No pun
It feels like New York right now, but
Facts.
just growing up in New York, you know, being influenced by so many styles. Definitely my family growing up, you know, playing vinyl and hearing Motown since I was a little kid, like hearing these Motown sounds, and then like from watching, just being around New York, specifically Harlem, is like such a melting pot and has so much culture that it kind of just was engraved in me, and I didn't even really realize it. You know, just kids hanging out in the stoop, or just little things from the Puerto Rican merengue to just the black soulful jazz, and it just grew. I grew up with it, so it wasn't something I stroked like was a big thing for me. It was just always around.
It was just that was your normal.
That was the
basically.
normal, you know. So
Yeah.
so I think when it came to making music, I was really attracted to it from the jump. In terms of getting to being a producer, first was just the art of sampling, man. Like, I don't know what it is about chopping a sample, or like when I figured out that you can make a beat and make the voice sound like a chipmunk, like my world.
It was game over?
It was game over, bro. All I was doing was making chipmunk sample beats, bro.
At what age did you figure out you could do that?
Teenager, bro. I went from playing video games to like, you know what? Let me get off Madden. Let me like start making beats on this Fruity Loops, and I just couldn't get off of it. Like I would literally like be making beats until time to go to class, pull all-nighters in my room, just making beats, bro. Burning the
fire.
beats to CDs and then like just selling them in high school, bro.
Damn, like that. You were hustling.
I was hustling, bro.
It's part
Like,
of the
I'm
New
from
York
Harlem.
culture
I gotta
too.
hustle,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
But I think in terms of my sound, I went through a lot of different phases, but I think the sound that I'm in right now is just it's really soulful, bro, and it has to have soul, and it has to have some type of bounce. I don't know, like I'm telling you, it's something about Harlem, bro, and it's with me. It's ingrained in me, but it's something about the soulful dance and soul, bro. And it's dance music, bro. It's, you know, electronic dance music is EDM, but the term EDM has been, you know, it's been changed. It's been, people have a lot of things to say about EDM.
Yeah.
But I make dance music, bro, and from Chicago house to Detroit techno, all that is where I come from, bro. Like Harlem, New York City parties. Like I heard about all these legendary parties in the 80s in New York called like Paradise Garage or Larry Levan. Like that's the stuff that I love, man.
Yeah.
So I kind of like put that in my music now, and I kind of make it more current, you know?
Yeah, and you're very interested in that type of sound too, so it
Yeah.
only makes sense that your music resonates with it too, because that's what you create as well.
Yeah.
What's your ethnicity?
I'm Puerto Rican and African American.
Okay, so
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
like a perfect example, because like you were exposed to those two cultures, because you are those two cultures.
Yeah,
you know what
for
I mean?
sure, yeah.
That's crazy, bro. So you said you started out with FL Studios, right?
For sure, yeah.
How did you learn it?
Bro, I think honestly, trial and error. I wasn't on YouTube learning it. I was literally just on the program, trial and error, with the step sequencer, figuring out how to chop the samples.
Wow.
I was really,
because back at that time YouTube wasn't really
YouTube was around, but it wasn't like how now
it
they
wasn't a
have like the
resource.
straight tutorials, you know?
Yeah. Think about if you had YouTube back then though, like as the way
Bro.
it is now. Because kids nowadays, they could learn something like this, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
when you have YouTube and then you have Splice,
Yeah,
where you can
Splice
just have the
too.
sounds and you can just drop it in. It's like, yo, it's right there. But I mean, it's cool. Like that makes the artist, the producer, really. You have to step out the box because all the tools are there for you now.
that's very
So
true.
now you really got to be unique, you know?
Yeah, you have to really distinguish your sound from somebody
Exactly.
else's, because everybody's
Yeah.
trying to be somebody, bro. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I said earlier, that's why I love your sound, because it's very unique. You could tell when you put that flip on, you put that
Yeah,
track
yeah,
on,
yeah.
it's Austin Millz. Like, you know what I mean?
For
Like,
sure, yeah.
I feel like somebody could play that in a whip or something, give them the aux, and like
Yeah.
they don't even have to tell me. I'm like, oh, this is Austin Millz.
That's
you know
dope,
what I mean?
man. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, of course. So you started making beats. You were in high school. You Paul and I started selling some of the beats and started some of your tapes to some of the homies.
Yeah.
At what point did you start getting more serious with your career and with music production in general?
I would say like in high school it was just a hobby, you know. It wasn't nothing I took too serious, like 100% of my time, because my parents like was like, "Yo, you got to go to college. You got to go to school." I mean, so then I went to college, and then once I graduated, I was like, you know what, 9 to 5 ain't for me. So I just
Yeah.
went back on the beats. But I was in my dorm room. I had an MPC in my dorm room, bro. I tried to let it go, but I couldn't go. I was in the dorm room, boom, boom, on the drum pads.
Yeah.
And then but I was like, you know what, it's gonna be like a hobby. But now I moved back to New York after college, started doing a 9 to 5. It wasn't for me. And then I just like woke up and I was like, you know what, I gotta just the music. That's what it is.
You
Like
said fuck it.
I was gonna be like entertainment lawyer. I was like doing things to like really not be music. By the end of the day, it was because of music. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna go to
Yeah.
law school because of music. I was like, nah. I gotta just do what I'm here to do.
What do you think it was that was like holding you back from just pursuing music from the jump?
I think honestly, like just I wanted to finish school, you know what I'm saying? Like I wanted to finish school, but once I left, I was like, I think I just it wasn't the time. Like timing is everything.
Very
so I
true,
think at
yeah.
the time, you know, it wasn't my time.
Okay.
It just wasn't my time.
You think that if you started music at that time, you may not have been in the right mindset, might have fumbled the bag because you weren't ready for it?
For
yet,
sure.
you know?
I think even if so say something popped off for me at the time, maybe it would have popped off so crazy that I wouldn't even be here right now. You know
Very
what I'm saying?
true,
Like if you think
yeah.
about the times, like right now, it's an amazing time for producer DJs because we can be artists, we can tour, we can do festivals. There was a time where like the DJ or the producer was just playing the back. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
mhm.
If you think about the 80s, if you look at some artists that were out, it was the DJ name and then the rapper. If you think about
For
it.
real?
Eric B and Rakim, Jazzy Jeff and Will
Very
Smith.
true. Very true.
So like the DJs were like with the rapper, but then somehow in the 90s, the DJ kind of went to the back and the rapper played the
forefront
forefront.
changed.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think now this is an amazing time for like, cause DJs are putting out records. You know, producers are putting out producers are going on tour.
Yeah, and at a certain point in the early 2000s, I feel like the only outlet for like producers was like EDM concerts or festivals, right? Like that's the only like
Yeah.
spotlight that people got for a certain while of
Exactly.
time.
Yeah.
What do you think it was that caused the change? Like, is there anything in specific you think?
I think it was good though. Like I think that kind of broke the doors. It helped a lot of DJs, you know, get exposure. I think like with anything, it's just a cycle. Things come in cycles. Like Vegas started popping off, and then
Residencies.
and then just festivals, man. Festivals got big, and people wanted to party and hear music.
Very true.
Like they just wanted to hear the instrumentals, and like that culture just bursted. You know,
I
It
know.
just went crazy.
I know that you got a residency in Vegas for like a month or something.
Yeah, I
right?
did Dre's last summer for sure. Yeah.
How was that? How was that like just having a residency in Vegas, being able to say that?
That was one of my goals, bro. Like it was this amazing feeling just to be there, getting a little taste of it. You know, they get you a sweet, and you know, you out there and just having a good time and enjoying it. And I'm looking forward to being back in Vegas. you know?
Yeah, once everything's on the upswing, hopefully.
feels
yeah,
like
it
it
feels
now,
like
right?
it.
It
You feel
feels
the
like it.
momentum coming, and it's like,
Yeah.
I'm sure you've been itching to get back at it,
Itching,
bro.
bro.
Right?
Like I've been cooking up so much music this past year. Like I'm just trying to better my craft, and I'm ready, bro. It's like
Fire.
I'm just ready to be
Let's
out
go.
there, man.
Yeah, we'll get into that a little bit later as
Yeah.
far as just what you got coming up next and
Yeah.
some of the shows you got coming.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to transition a little bit back to like college. What is your thought about college? Like, do you think that, let's say there's somebody that wants to get into music, wants to get into producing, do they need to go to like school to learn music, or did you find benefits in going to college that you still take with you today?
What's so crazy is that I didn't even go to college for music, bro.
What did you go
I
for?
went for straight up journalism.
Oh, for
You know what
real?
I'm saying? Like marketing, journalism, communication. So like in terms of music, I was like, nah, I don't even want to learn about music in school. I don't want to learn how to read notes. I don't want to know like the technicalities, the
traditionals.
traditional way. I don't want that to obscure like my process.
Got you.
Because I took it as a hobby. But in terms of somebody that wants to learn music, I would say, like, honestly, you got to go with your gut, you know? Some families are very traditional, and they're going to tell their kids, like, you got to go to school.
Yeah.
Some are not, you know? But I just feel like you should really go for your gut. And sometimes you got to take a risk in life, because if you don't take that risk, you're not going to get to that point. So
Very
if you don't
true.
take that one risk, like, I took a risk. I quit my 9 to 5 on the whim, and, like, I went straight through, like, full force,
Yeah,
you know?
if you never did that, you wouldn't be where you're at right
I
now.
wouldn't be
Yeah,
right here, man. I would have been in the desk, you know?
Yeah, and it takes a lot, bro, because basically what you're doing at that point is you're throwing away your stability
Yeah.
for something that isn't certain.
Exactly.
Which is why a lot of people don't make the jump.
Yeah.
But if you don't make that jump, there's no way that you're gonna get to living out your dream, bro.
Exactly. And you don't want to be like that parent that's like, oh, I should have did this, and then telling their kids to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Can't live with regrets, bro.
Can't live with regrets,
Is
bro.
that how you live life too?
Come on, bro. I can't.
Rhetorical, bro.
Nah, I can't live with regrets, man. But honestly, like, education is important, you know. But education is key, bro. But like, if you're still going for your dreams, you got to figure out a way to make everything work, you know. But you got to still take risks.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna tell like to not go to school, not go to school. It's really up to the person.
Yeah.
But you really don't forget your dreams. And I feel like if that's in your vision, then hey, you know.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
And school's not forever, so.
Yeah, it is definitely not forever.
Yeah.
But something that you do have is a degree. Nobody can take that away from you too.
Exactly. Yeah.
Educated.
Yeah.
So let's fast forward back a little bit to your career. You started getting more into music. You quit that 9 to 5 to get more serious about it. What was your first like really big break that made you think like, wow, I actually took this risk and it's paying off now?
Let me see. Honestly, there was a point in time where I dropped the instrumental project and I hustled. And this was like the blog era of music. So the blogs were really, really popping. So I would network in New York, like nightlife events, after work events, and meet all the bloggers in New York. So I would make relationships with these bloggers, right?
Like in person?
In person. But I wouldn't be like, yo, I'm a producer, like DJ. Like I would just become friends with these people, and they would have blogs and websites. And then after that, like I built that relationship or network and that rapport, I just became friends, and then I dropped the project, and then the blog started picking up my project and my music. So that really helped me get like my first like foray into music. I just dropped the instrumental project and these blogs picked it up. And that was like, you know what, let me do this.
That's how you got that exposure.
So I got that initial
right?
exposure. Yeah.
And then when did you get recognized by a label after that?
Honestly, so I dropped the instrumental project. I got a few placements. I think my first big placement was with Jim Jones, Dipset.
Oh, fire.
So that really helped me. But in terms of labels, I got signed to Fool's Gold, and I think that was my big break too.
Okay.
A-Track.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So he picked up one of my demo, my EP, and then that kind of catapulted everything.
Yeah, and at a young part of your career too, that's you were involved in the hip hop part of it, and then more of the kind of EDM part of it too, which kind of speaks to your diversity of sound, right?
Yeah.
So when did you start? Because I feel like you mentioned you started sampling. If you realized that you could sample, you started really taking shit seriously.
Yeah.
So when did you start to develop your own sound and realize that you could make something that's different than other DJs and producers?
Honestly, like in my career, it's been going like in different ways, man. Honestly, like if you look at all my records since like 2015, 2014, and I think the past 2-3 years is like the Austin Millz sound now.
For real?
So like the flips and everything you see on Instagram, like that's the sound. I wasn't doing that per se like 5 years ago, but there was little glimpses of it in terms of sampling. But I think the signature sound right now is something I cultivated in the past 2-3 years.
Wow, that's really refreshing to hear, man, because I feel like people think that they need to have whatever art you're in, they think they need to have that thing like right away, or if they're too late, then it's not their time or not the right thing to do. But you've been making music for a long time, and to hear that you didn't really start finding your sound until about 2-3 years ago is pretty dope to hear. I think people need to hear that.
Nah, for sure. There was a time when I was just making a lot of like different music, bro, and honestly, it was, I don't know if I was trying to, I don't know really what it was. I just didn't get into the groove of my sound. And at the time, I wanted to do a lot of different sounds. I was like, yo, no one's going to put me in a box. I'm going to do this. And it was cool, and it was cool for the moment. But I think the past 2-3 years, the sound that I've cultivated, it feels good. It feels right.
Yeah.
And I think don't ever stop, because like you're going to just come into your own. It takes time. It's time and it's everything.
Yeah, for sure. What started the series of flips for you?
Oh man, honestly, bro, there was one day, right? I was like, I gotta do something different. And I woke up one day and I was like, yo, like, why don't I just show the process of me making a beat? Like, and that's the thing. That was how I got into it. Honestly, I used to get Smack DVDs. I don't know if you remember that, but there was something called Smack DVDs where people were like battling, like rap battles.
Yeah.
But there was a portion of Smack DVDs where like there were producers and they were making beats on the MPC, and that just is so nostalgic to me. Like the MPC, you know, the controller, the beat machine.
Yeah,
it's so nostalgic to me, right? So I was like, yo, why don't I show the process? No one's really doing this. Like, why don't I show the process on Instagram?
How long ago was this?
This is what, 2018, 2017?
Okay.
Maybe, 2018.
Yeah, and people love seeing that shit now.
Yeah.
For sure.
So like around that, I was like, yo, no one's really doing that. So I just put up a little camera and then I set it up and then I just did it. And I walked away, came back, I was like, damn, all these comments. It's like, I think I got
people
something.
Really fucking with it.
But I was in my room just doing it. And then I'm like, next week, I'm like, I should do it again. But let me just be consistent. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to do it in my room. Let me go to my rooftop. So I did it on my rooftop. Yo, I posted, I woke up in the morning, notifications going crazy. I was like,
That's crazy.
I think I got something.
So you were doing what you originally thought, but taking it and putting it on a different scene on the rooftop really like was a game changer then, right?
that was the game changer. And I at that point I already put in my 30-day my lease in New York. So I was like, I was ready leaving New York. So that was the month I was leaving New York. I just felt the new energy. I'm like, yo, I'm about to move to LA. I just did this thing that's going crazy on the internet. I just felt like on top of the world, bro. And then from that moment on, I had a month left in New York. I shot like 4 or 5 of them in New York.
On the New York rooftops?
Just at like random locations, bro, by the river. Just the silliest locations, the randomest locations, bro. I did that and they were going crazy. And then, I was like, yo, I'm just going to drop this every Monday. Call it Millz Monday, brand it.
Perfect.
So I started branding it and I just didn't stop, bro. Every Monday in 2018, I was doing it. And 2019.
Damn. And the trajectory's just been kind of up since then, huh?
Bro, it's like people, we're in such a content-driven era right now, man. And honestly, content is key, but consistency is also key, bro.
People respect it.
And I think I learned like just how to you got to just be consistent, man. Some people are going to like it. Some people are not going to like it, but they got to respect the hustle, bro.
Yeah, everybody does.
And I just started doing it and dropping every Monday to the point where it's like, I was like, yo, how can I outdo the Monday, like the last Monday? And I was just trying to think like.
So you're just basically always trying to one-up yourself.
Always trying to, like, that's the thing, bro. You got to be in competition with yourself. You can't really look what anybody else is doing because that's going to mess up your own path and your own trajectory. So I was literally trying to outdo myself every Monday. And there were times where, like, I had a busy week and then Sunday will come. I was like, yo, I didn't do the beat for this Monday. So I, like, really had to, on Sunday doing it, and then I had to shoot it, find a location, and then,
Yeah, I was going to ask you that next. Is like, what type of planning goes into this as far as just like what you're going to do, obviously, for the beat set, and then the location scouting, and then, you know what I mean?
Bro, it's really not, like, a lot of planning, bro. It's not like I don't have a team. At this point, I should have a team, but I don't have a team, bro. It's literally just me figuring out what beat to flip. I figured that out, and then, all right, I got to pick a location. But honestly, it was hard with COVID, bro.
Yeah.
So I kind of took a little break from it in 2020, just in terms of inspiration, just in terms of finding locations. And I took a little break from doing it. And I've been consistent recently, but just the 2020 was hard to do it. But I kind of built myself up 2019 with so much of the content that it kept me, like, it kept the relevancy of that still prevalent, you know.
You're planning to continue to do this from
here
here on out?
I'm trying to make it. I'm at a point where I want to innovate, and I'm at a point where I want to kind of like just take it to the next level, you know?
Okay.
Because I did it in like South Africa, did it in Medellin and Colombia. Like I've been doing it in random locations.
So
bro.
it's like you get gigs at these spots, and you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna take advantage of this and make the content.
Bro.
You might as well, bro.
Yeah. So that's been going good, and like a couple of them went viral, and a lot of these things, like it's been really good for me, man.
Yeah, and something I love about the live beat sessions that you're doing on these rooftops is the energy that you bring. Because, bro, you're up there, like, giving energy. And people love to see the energy, right? Talk about the importance of that for you, like, showing energy, because I feel like it's contagious. People love to see it.
That's something I never really thought about it when I first got into making the videos. But then after a while, people are like, yo, bro, like, you're really bringing happiness, energy to people.
Yeah.
Like, you might not realize it, but, like, you are. And when I realized it, I'm like, wow, like, that's really... Yeah, my music pretty much, I want you to feel good. Like, I want you to just have that. I want to bring positivity, you know?
Yeah.
It's just something that it just happened organically.
Because it's one thing, you could be just like doing your thing, but you're like...
Yeah, just
like,
into it, bro.
Moving with it. And it's a big difference, bro. I see the big difference in like...
Yeah, because I could just be like...
Just doing it.
You
Going through the
know?
motions.
Yeah, but nah, I want to show people like nah, like I'll be really in there like
It's fire, bro. Like,
yeah.
and also even taking that same element at live shows too. Talk about the importance of that because the crowd feeds off that energy too.
Yeah, that's something that's I'm always about too, man. Like when I'm doing these shows and festivals, I'm always like bringing it 110%. Like whether it's me on stage, like on the like jumping on stage or just going crazy on the pads, like I just give it my all, man.
Yeah, yeah. Talk about some of the upcoming shows you got coming up because I know that you're pretty excited for some of those,
Yeah,
right?
not everything is announced yet, but what is announced is I'm doing Hard Summer.
Yeah.
I'm doing Hard Summer the weekend of July 31st. I'm super excited. This is the first festival back since COVID and everything. So I'm pumped about that, bro. And it's gonna be a full festival, man. Like
That's the first live set you done in how long? Like, or festival?
pre-COVID, bro. This is the first because I went on tour in February 2020. Luckily, I got a tour.
That was like you got right
Yeah,
in before.
I did a 30-day tour around the country, and right after we was over, it was lockdown.
Yeah. So it's been I bet you got hella music in the vault ready to spin, right?
Yeah, man. I got a lot, man. I got a lot.
So with that being the case, do you go into your set a little bit different because you've been thinking about having a live set for such a long time that like you're like, all right, it's just ready, it's go time. Like I know what to play already, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's a little bit of me. It's like the CDJs, I'm DJing, but then it's also me on the pads.
Yeah.
So I implement the pads with me DJing as well.
Is there a difference for you between doing like a live set Twitch stream versus that live set with a crowd? Like, are you playing different music or is it generally the same shit?
For sure, it's different.
It's different?
If it's a live festival hour set, usually it's gonna be my music. So whether it's my remixes, edits, or my originals.
For sure.
Like this strictly like that. Or I might throw a little classic in there, but for the most part, it's my music.
That's what I was gonna ask you next. Is like, what can we expect from your like next? That Hard Summer set? What can we expect
straight
from
up,
it?
my music originals, new stuff, exclusives, remixes, unreleased, just a lot of energy. Whew. It's gonna be just, yeah.
Yeah, I might be there, bro. They're talking about giving me a press pass, so I might have to pull up on you.
Bro.
Might do that interview backstage, bro.
We gonna be there that weekend. We're gonna be lit, bro.
Hell yeah, most definitely. Another thing that I love about what you do, we kind of already touched about this earlier, is using your socials and engaging with people and using it as a tool.
Yeah.
Like whether that's the reels or whether that's the IG, TikTok, all that stuff. And I feel like it's probably just your hustler mentality. Like you see an opportunity with all these socials and you just like to capitalize on it because what you're doing is amazing, man. And you're hustling for yourself and it shows.
Yeah. Just speaking on like the...
Yeah, like the socials, like the importance of using them as tools, you know?
Yeah, for anybody, I think we're in an age right now, especially in our industry, that you want to set yourself apart. And I think now using all different platforms, you don't know who's going to hit, like what's going to hit what. So whether it's IG, TikTok, or Twitch, you don't know what person, like you can't assume just because you like one platform that all your fans are going to be on that platform.
That's a good point.
So I feel like you got to put your eggs everywhere. Because you might have that one person that's a super fan, but he doesn't have IG, but you might have SoundCloud. So like you got to like really put everything in every platform, whether, you know, in any industry, in any creative industry, I feel like, you know.
Because if you're not, you're limiting your opportunities, right?
You're limiting, bro. So I feel like, and if it's a new thing, go for the new platform. If you on the fence with TikTok, like, just try it out and see what happens. It might hit for you, it might not, but just try it, you know?
Yeah, it's all about adapting with the times too, you know what I mean?
For sure, yeah.
There's like old heads out there that are like, nah, it's not for me, but...
Yeah, bro. Like for me, I was on the fence too with certain things, but then I got into it, I'm like, it's not too bad, you know?
Yeah. Most definitely. What are some artists that you'd like to work with, if you could right now?
Ooh, good question, man. It's a lot, you know. It's when it's like I got a new project coming out too, and when it comes to that, I want to work with artists that I can like get them out their comfort zone. Like I want to put an artist on a track that they normally wouldn't be on. So if I got an artist on my track, like I don't want the beat I'm making for them is not something that would be on their album. So I want to have them on like an artist you wouldn't think on a track.
What do you think that brings out of that artist?
It gets them out it gets them out their zone that they're used to, and it might bring them to another element. It might tap into a part of their brain or a part of their mentee, their writing that they wouldn't normally put in their own stuff, and they're gonna give you some different sauce.
That's true.
So like I would love to work with a Kendrick Lamar.
Oof.
And put him on some like up tempo type of vibe, you know?
That would be crazy.
Yeah.
Man. Well, what are some artists that you're listening to right now?
Right now, I'm listening to like Anderson .Paak. I'm listening to Tame Impala. I'm listening to Tori Moy.
A lot of neo soul.
Yeah, I've been in my neo soul bag, and then a lot of house music. But house music is just like not like artists per se. I'm just like picking a playlist and then just going with the vibe.
What are some like? Are there any flips that you have in mind that you're kind of wanting to do that you haven't done yet?
Yeah, it's a lot, man. I be really just digging into crates. So like I would just really like find some old school stuff and then really like, you know what? Let me put like a new spin take on it. But yeah, like it's a lot. It's not one per se, but I've been really just trying to get into every era. But I'm saying like classic Chicago music is what I've been trying to find. I'm trying to think what song that I haven't really touched yet. I would, man, probably flip a Prince song. That I haven't really flipped a Prince song yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What's your favorite flip that you done? Is it that Kanye one?
That's a fan favorite for sure.
For sure, yeah. That's
People
my favorite.
love that Sunday service. I don't got they like your kids, man. You don't got a favorite one. I know it's a cliche answer, but
no, that's fine.
Yeah. But it's yeah. But the Kanye joint, that one,
that one went crazy, right?
That one crazy, right? That kind of changed my life. I ain't gonna lie.
Really?
Bro. Yeah.
That one changed your life?
Yeah, bro. Cause like it went viral. A lot of publications just picked it up, and then just everything just skyrocketed after that.
Cause you did it not too long after he had that actual Sunday service beat release, right? Or
day after.
The day after. See, that's like another thing you talked about earlier. Time is everything, right?
Monday, bro. Millz Money. So he dropped it Sunday. I dropped it Monday.
And you were like, I'm gonna get this.
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I seen it. I was like, yo, this is dope. Somebody added me in the video. Like, yo, Austin, you should flip this. I don't know who that person. I
shout out to you.
I don't know who he is.
This, like...
I don't know if I screenshot. I don't know where he is, but he added me in the video, and like I guess some like a Kanye page posted. He added me. He's like, yo, Austin, you gotta flip this. So I just put it in Ableton. I was like, oh, I think I got something. Bro, and I was locked in.
That's when the light bulb comes off in your head. You're like, I think I got something, and you know already.
It's over.
So
bro.
Yeah, are you at a point in your musical career where like you know you're confident enough in your skills that you're like, this is gonna hit, or this may not hit, you know?
As a creative, like, I don't know, like, I feel when it comes to remix, like, there's a feeling when you know something's fire, like, yo, this is it, this is fire. But sometimes it might not resonate the same way with people. So like if I do a remix video, I'm like, yo, this is it. Like so when I did the Kanye video, I didn't think it was gonna go viral.
Really?
Nah. Like I did it, I liked it. You know what? Cause I thought it was so new that people wouldn't probably even know.
Okay.
So I did it, but it just went crazy. But I didn't know it was gonna go crazy.
So it just exceeded your expectations, basically.
Yeah, by far, you know what I'm saying?
And I feel like as a creative or even as an artist and musician, your appetite really grows. So it's just like once you reach a height like that did, it's just like, what's next? Like, how can I reach the next high?
That's what I'm saying. Right? So like you're your own competition. So like I did a flip the week after, and then that went crazy, and like I just had to keep going. I didn't stop, bro. I'm telling you, I'm probably like just kept going like every week.
Yeah, and people like fucking with momentum, bro. So like, if you're, it's like it's how the industry goes. If you're hot, you're hot. If you're not, it's kind of like people leave you alone. But like, you ride that momentum wave, it could really work in your favor, right?
For sure, yeah.
What are there any anybody on like your team or that your close friends that you really look to for like valuable takes on your music?
Yeah, I got a little brother. And, you know, he got his ear to the streets. And
what's his name?
His name is August.
Shout out to August, man.
Yeah, so...
His ear to the streets of Harlem or what?
He in Bronx right now. It's similar. But yeah, like, I mean, at that time, probably not him. But I'm telling you, in the past year and a half, I don't know what happened, but he just got tapped in with everything in the culture. So I pretty much now, like, I hit him up like, yo, bro, like, what's this? Like, what's going on here? Like, he'll like put me on his stuff now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah. So
and that's how you keep in the loop of shit back in New York.
Exactly. Okay. So even if like I'll send him something like, yo, what you thinking of like this? He'll give me his honest advice. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope. So you really value his opinion.
Yeah. And then I got friends as well that I grew up with that aren't necessarily in the industry, but they have impeccable taste. and I keep those around me, and then I'll send them some stuff like, yo, what you think of this? Like, what do you think I should say? Like, just little things like that, and then
That's important, bro, to have people in your circle like that aren't yes men too. You know what I mean? Because some of your homies, like, and it's not at their fault. They're gonna like love you and what you do no matter what. Like your mom, right? She's gonna love everything that you do. But it's important for them to tell you like, nah, that's kind of trash or that's fire, because that's what a real friend and real homie does.
You gotta keep the real ones around you for sure.
Yeah, facts. What advice would you have for a young artist or musician that might be listening right now, that wants to get started in the industry, but doesn't really know how, or just wants to know like where to start?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I get asked that a lot, and I think honestly, it's such a good time to be a musician and an artist because there's so many tools and resources out there, from online master classes to just a lot of YouTube videos. You can literally watch a YouTube video on production, end it, and then you're gonna get the related 2 videos on the side. You can like literally be watching this for like hours, just because how YouTube algorithm works. But honestly, like if you're a young producer out here trying to get to it, trying to get to the bag, honestly, I feel like you have to carve your own lane and really be unique and really just go with your gut. Like I was saying earlier, we're in a time now where it's so easily to get distracted by just artistic envy, and that's like watching someone that you think is similar to you and watching their wins, and then kind of feeling like you're taking L's because they're taking their wins. And you really shouldn't feel that way. There's enough room to there's enough, everybody eats, so there's room for everybody to eat at the table. There's
enough like money out here for everybody to get.
Exactly. So if you're a young producer out here and you don't really know where to start, I think the first step is figure out what you like and make sure it's what you genuinely like. Like not what your friends like, or not what's popping, not what's hot right now. What do you like, and how can you just make it your own? Okay. And then just go off of that, you know? Figure out what you like.
Because that's important for longevity too. Because if you're doing it for another reason or somebody else, you're gonna burn out fast.
Yeah, don't follow trends. Like really, don't follow trends. And if what you do just so happen to be a trend and you like it, all right, ride that wave. But if that wave ends, are you gonna follow the wave, or are you gonna remain on your own? Like no, like you gotta really figure out what you like, and then like own up to it, and then create your own after that.
Yeah, I feel like we touch a lot on like your fast track to success. Did you experience any struggles, and like was it difficult for you to find your sound, like, you know what I mean, rather than just like?
Yeah, bro. And no, it wasn't like an overnight type of situation, man. Honestly, like grinding it out in New York, it was times where it was like, yo, like it's like in terms of like, I was like, yo, why am I not getting placements? I wanted to get placements, like big album placements.
That was your definition of success at that time.
So I was like, I'm not getting placements. And then after I learned like you can be a producer without getting big placements by just branding yourself. And then I was like, all right, let me just brand myself as a producer DJ. Then after I jumped over that hurdle, then I was like, why am I not getting festivals? And then I'm like,
something else.
Yeah, so I'm like, why am I not getting festivals? I'm dropping these like tracks, these remixes. I'm on the electronic label. Like, why am I not getting festivals? And then I was like, you know what? Maybe it's not my time. So then I just try to like keep all these negative thoughts out my mind. And I just locked in, and then that's when the Millz Monday started to happen, and then the festival started calling.
That's funny because it's something that you didn't expect, and that's like as soon as you stop trying to force something is when that true success kind of comes, right? Because it's organic.
Exactly. So those were hurdles that I faced, you know, like asking myself like why me, like why aren't the opportunities happening to me, you know?
And it's so easy to do that these days because of social media. Because you see everybody
wins on social media. It's like a highlight reel, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. Like, I definitely battled that myself even too, because at the end of the day, there's going to be somebody who's going to be bigger than you at some point. Like, even with podcasts, it's just like, man, I'll be watching Joe Rogan's podcast, and I'm over here like, I can't compare myself to like what he's doing or something. Bro. But yeah, your own journey is always going to have a different path, and your time is your time. You know what I mean? I think when you stop focusing on it too, it's good for your mental health and it's good for your happiness as well.
And honestly, bro, like, would you rather have 100 core strong believer fans, or just like 1,000 people that just Nah, he's cool. I know him, like, he's cool, but like, nah, you rather have like 100
Yeah.
core strong fans than just like 1,000 people that they watch it, but they're not like diehards for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
really work on kind of cultivating that fan base. And I think even for me this year, I kind of really honed in on that. But for me, or 2020, I honed in on that by me starting Twitch. I kind of like cultivated a whole new community
Really?
that I didn't even know I had. So I started going on Twitch, and then people started finding me, and then people from all types of platforms were going on Twitch to watch me. I set up a weekly schedule, and these people would come weekly, and then I created a Discord so these
Fire.
people could be on Discord when I'm not on Twitch, and then I just built up like a whole Millz mob community, which has been amazing.
That's
Support.
tight, and
Yeah,
it's like you were using that whole time to find a new avenue like that, because
Yeah.
it could have been easy for you to be just like, I can't tour, can't play
Yeah.
shows, like I'm gonna just sit down, but you just found another way, right?
Exactly, bro.
Yeah, that's tight, man. I think that's
Yeah.
good too, because it was such a tough year for everybody. It could have been easy for you to just sit back and like take that L, but
Yeah, bro. Like, especially in like what we do, we thrive on communication. We thrive on being with other people. So we're not doing that. Like, what we gonna do?
yeah, exactly. So you obviously been making music for a long time, but do you feel like it's like you haven't even gotten started yet? Do you feel
Yeah,
like there's
I
so much
haven't
longer
even-
to go?
Bro, I haven't gotten started yet. Like, I haven't dropped an album yet. So like, once I drop my album, like, all right, I'm here. But until then, like, I'm still feel like I'm scratching the surface. You know, people still like finding out, figuring out who I am. Like, I'm trying to be like worldwide, global, bro. Like, I'm not stopping, bro.
So you're not content with where you're at right now at all, right?
Nah. I'm not. I mean, I'm happy,
Uh-huh.
you know. But like I said, like, you gotta be your biggest critic, and like, I'm just trying to keep going harder. You know.
That's crazy that you've reached this amount of success before you've even really dropped an album. So that's got to be exciting that the future can be, the ceiling's like, it's not even there for you,
Nah,
right?
bro, it's not, bro. I'm super, like, by like talking about it, I'm getting like happy and energized and just so like enthusiastic by it. But yeah, I got a lot.
And I'm sure you're ready to go too because of COVID. Like,
Yeah,
going to run.
for sure, man.
Because it gets tiring, bro, when you're doing touring and life was, before COVID, life was going crazy fast, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So like this rest period is just like you ready to go like at that pace again, right?
Yeah, I'm ready, bro. Like, the thing was, I had a lot of shows and festivals slated for 2020, and they all got canceled. So by April, I was like pretty bummed. I was just like what's gonna happen? Like,
And at that point, we didn't even know what was going on.
we didn't
too.
know. So I was crushed, man. I was just like, yo, this, what's gonna happen?
Yeah, facts. So what you mentioned, that album, are you working on it right now, or
Right
when can
now,
people expect it?
Yeah, I'm working on EP/project. I wouldn't call it an album just yet, though. It's gonna be EP, but more tracks are happening.
Okay.
But let's just say it's an EP for now.
Okay.
So it's gonna be a project EP, and it's dropping this summer.
What can we expect from it as far as like a sound and
Ooh, it's the sound, like, all right. So you see like the flips and the remixes and whatnot that you see on social media.
Yeah.
But it's that in original form. So it's original music. It's live instrumentation. It's dance. It feels good. Energy. It's happiness. You gonna be playing this, like, I'm so excited about it, man. Like,
is it gonna be all instrumentals, or are there gonna be features? Or?
nah, it's features, bro.
Oh, okay.
It's full of tracks. It's tracks with it's tracks with people.
Fire. We'll keep an eye out for it.
Yeah,
Keep an eye out for that shit. It's gonna drop. Cool. What do you have going on besides that in the near future? Anything else?
Honestly, bro, like, I'm really just trying to be everywhere. I mean, can't really be everywhere, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I really excited about the music and just developing my brand and just really making an impact, man. I want people to feel good. Like, we keep emphasizing that, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I just want to like bring that just
That energy.
That energy. I'm just trying to bring that back.
Yeah. Would you say that's your favorite thing about music? Is the way it makes other people feel?
Yeah, man. Like, when I play a new track or unreleased joint for somebody and they hear it and it's like a smile just happens in their face, it's like that makes my heart happy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Are you involved in any other creative arts? Do you try to like dabble in other things?
Yeah,
or?
man. I mean, I love fashion. I love photography. Just like hobbies, though. Whether it's photography, whether it's fashion. you know, editing.
I mean, you're from New York, bro.
Yeah, I
you
just
gotta
try to get into everything, bro. I mean,
it's different out there with
yeah,
the
you get
fashion sense.
hands in everything, bro.
What are the biggest differences that you notice from New York and LA from being from different coasts?
Oh man, that's like an age old question, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, moving out here. All right, New York has a lot of culture.
Yeah.
It's a melting pot. You don't get me wrong. It's different. LA, there are cultures here, but there's a lot of transplants here. So you don't get the same type of culture feel in LA that New York has, you know?
Because I've been in New York too before. It's more like a community.
Yeah,
culture.
you got your pockets of different places in New York where you can see like, all right, this is historically like this. This is why this is like that. LA, I feel like there's pockets like that, don't get me wrong, but it's not the way that New York is, you know?
Okay.
The weather in LA is beautiful. LA got New York on the weather.
Yeah.
But New York has every season.
That's true. The winters are harsh though.
But that's what it is.
That's
The
what
winters are cold and the summers is hot. And so it's really seasons.
It does something to you too, just knowing that you have to live in that winter.
You gotta put the Timbs on, you know? You gotta
The
layer up.
Timbs. Yeah. So it does something to you, to your character, you know what I mean? It humbles you at a certain sense.
Yeah.
I feel like that's why a lot of people from LA, I'm from LA myself, we're so laid back because like it's just usually sunny all the time around here.
That's
we don't have to worry about something.
I don't
want to
make any generalizations, but LA people are typically more laid back than New York.
Yeah, that's fair enough to say, bro. It's like it's just the culture of LA too. You know what I mean? It's there's so many factors, bro, that come into play.
Like, even if you go like down south, in America, like people are typically like they do things slower.
Very
like
true.
You can go to the grocery store, count your money, probably gonna be a little slower. Like they got all the time in the world. New York's like, yo, all right, boom, 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 all right.
Yeah, everybody
like,
walking
everybody
fast.
Walking Times Square, like boom, boom.
That's facts.
It's just everybody in a rush.
Yeah, even you driving out here, bro. Everybody got somewhere to be. Like, you getting almost 5 accidents at a time. Yeah. I've lived in a few other places myself, and I'm over here driving like I'm crazy, and it's just like, man, I don't need to drive like this. Let me kick back, you know.
Yeah, but I love it out here, man. It's so different. I can't. It's not the same at all. But I love it in LA though.
Do you plan on being out here for a certain amount of time at all, or do you just kind of you're going with the flow right now?
I really don't know. I really
you haven't thought about that?
I love it here though, because there's so many different neighborhoods, so you can really get different things.
Yeah.
And people don't really tell you that. People are like, yeah, it's LA, Hollywood, this, Hollywood, that. But there's really beautiful different neighborhoods that can offer different things. Mm-hmm. So I like it here so far, you know?
Yeah.
I think during me on my musical journey, being out here makes sense right now.
For sure, 100%. It's so lucrative for your career.
Yeah, for sure.
To be out here.
Mm-hmm.
What are some places that music has brought you to, speaking of traveling?
Yeah, bro, it's brought me around the world, honestly. I'm not going to lie to you. It's like South Africa. Shouts out to South Africa. Like, I don't know what it is.
I've heard the crowd out there is crazy for shows.
They gravitate towards the sound, and they really, like, go in.
I know you play Rockin' Daisies over there, right?
Yeah,
Talk about that experience.
So, yeah, I went out to South Africa in 2019 twice. I went out there in May, I believe. I did a show out there. Just me. People came out, showed so much love. That was my first time out there. Beautiful city. Yeah.
So South Africa was a vibe. Anywhere else?
Let me think about it. Other places. Oh, Amsterdam. Fire.
Amsterdam. Oh yeah, they like to party out there.
Yeah, Amsterdam and in Germany, Berlin. Berlin was crazy.
Berlin was crazy?
Crazy, bro. They don't end. They just keep partying, bro.
There's a different vibe in when you're international, right, versus American crowd, because they're not like trying to be too cool, right? Like,
yeah. They're not trying to be too cool at all, man. Like Europe was amazing. London, Amsterdam, Germany, South Africa.
What's your favorite place to play? We say South Africa.
That's been my favorite place, hands down. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear nothing but good things about them, bro. Even from I have a lot of homies from the selection crew, and they say the same thing about that.
We had a good time.
Oh yeah,
I was out
sure.
there with them. We had a good time. Yeah.
Tight, man. For sure. Where can people follow you on socials if they want to continue to watch your journey?
Austin Millz, everything. AUSTIN MILLZ. Yeah, man. Like just tap in. It's gonna just, you know, try to give you good vibes, you know, bring that positivity.
Yes, sir. I'm excited to continue to watch your journey, bro.
Thank you, bro.
This was fun, and you for sure have, like, I know I keep saying this, but your ceiling is crazy high. I'm excited to watch the next 10 years, bro, because I know this work ethic that you got coming from New York, from Harlem, it's nothing but a high ceiling for you, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Of course, man. With that, Austin Millz, Levi, Ambiance, we out. Peace.
Yes, sir.